I hope you are now very much clear about data types and variables. If you still have any doubt, please discuss it with me because these data types and variables will be used in every program. So you must know everything about them clearly. Here in this video, you are going to learn operators. So operators are the symbols which we use between operands to process some data. They can be used between mathematical numbers or the variables. If I take example of addition, then you can write 5 plus 6, which will give you 11. Or you can write like this, int a is equals to 10 and b is equals to 20. Then you can write a plus b, which will give you 30. There are so many operators here and they are divided into 8 categories. So let's list them first. They are arithmetic operator, then they are relational operators, then we have logical operators, after that conditional operators, then assignment operators, and then we have increment or decrement operator, then bitwise operator, and the last is special operators. So their names are quite common and I think you have used them in mathematics as well. You will learn about them one more time here. I will tell you about every category of operator one by one and I will start this from the next video class. So there you will learn about arithmetic operators first. See you there. In the last video, I have listed all the categories of operators. Now here you will learn the first category, which is arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator are the same that we use in mathematics. So first here we will discuss on arithmetic operators. So they are plus, minus, multiply, divide and modulus. And many of you are familiar with this symbol. They are for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus. This modulus operator is used to get the remainder value. So when we divide a number with another number, this will give me remainder. When you divide 19 by 2, then using modulus, you will get 1 as the result. Okay, now the next is the relational operator. So now let's discuss on relational operators. Okay. So relational operators is used to compare between two values. They are used to check which value is greater and which value is lesser. Or say you have a case where you need to compare between two values. So relational operators are greater than or less than, then greater than equals to, less than equals to, then we have double equals to. So these are the symbols in relational operators. Like we can write int a is equals to 10 and b is equals to 25. Then you can write a is greater than b. Similarly, we have double equals to here, which is used to compare two values whether they are equal or not. So if you use single equal to, then they will not be compared because single equal to operator is used in assignment operator. I will tell you about it later. So these are the operators in relational operators. Let me show you an example of relational operators. Suppose I have a variable marks whose value is 9, like int marks is equals to 9. Okay, now I want to check if the value is greater than 5 or not. So I will write if the value of marks is greater than 5, then do some statements. So through this way we use relational operators. Okay, now the next is the logical operator. These are of three. There are only three operators in logical operators. So we are now discussing about logical operators. So there are three operators in logical operators. They are and, we call it AND operator. Then we have OR operator, and then we have NOT operator. So these operators are used to combine various expressions and give one result. Let me tell you about operator. So suppose we have an expression like if if A is greater than B and B is greater than C, then do some statements. So you can see AND is used here to combine two conditions. The first condition is A should be greater than B and B should be greater than C. So these two expressions are now combined using the logical operators and. Now there is a left hand side and right hand side. So we call it left hand side and we call this right hand side. When left is true and right is true, then we will get true value. But when one of them comes out to be false, or both comes out to be false, then you will get false. You can understand it easily by the truth table. So let me write the truth table. The first letter I will write for the left hand side, then I will write for the right hand side, and the third letter will be for the result. So if left hand side is true and right hand side is also true, then you will get true. If we have true, then false, then you will get false. If first is false, second is true, then you will get false. And if first is false, second is false, then ultimately you are going to get false. So this is the truth table for the AND operator. Now we will see on the OR operator. So if A is greater than B or B is greater than C, then we have to do some statements. And the truth table for the OR operator can be written as true will give us true. Then true, false will give us true. False, true will give me true. But when both are false, then ultimately you will get false here. So this is for the OR operator. So you can see the difference between the two. When both are true, then you will get true. The same thing is here as well. But in the similarly we have when both are false, you will get false. Here is this thing. Okay, so the now difference is that when any of the two comes out to be false, you will get false in the AND case. But when you see on the OR case, when any of the one comes out to be true, then you will get true. So this is the thing. Next is the NOT. NOT is very simple. It will simply reverse the result. If you are getting true, it will change it to the false. and when we are getting the false, it will change it to the true. Okay, now the next operator in the list is the conditional operator. So let's write it. Next we have conditional operator. Okay, there are two symbols in this operator, and they are question mark and colon. Both of these symbols are used in pair. Unlike other operators, you cannot use them separately. So they are basically if and else notation. Let me show you. Its syntax says okay, let's write it here. Syntax says first we will write the condition, then a question mark, expression 1, and then expression 1, then colon, then expression number 2, then a semicolon to end the statement. So if the condition is true, then the expression 1 will be considered and expression 2 will be skipped. But if the condition is false, then expression 2 is considered and expression 1 will be skipped. You can learn it like question mark here is for the true and colon is for false. So whatever you write after question mark will be considered when condition is true, and whatever you write after the colon will be considered when condition is false. Suppose you have three variables a, b and c. A has some value, b has some value, and you want to store the greater value between two into the c variable. Then you can write c is equals to, write the condition, a is greater than b. So if it is true, we write question mark for true. If it is true, then a, and if it is false, then b. So when a is greater than b, then suppose it is true, so c will hold the value of a. But when a is greater than b comes out to be false, then then c will hold the value of variable b. So this is how we use conditional operators. Now we are left with assignment operator, increment decrement operator, bitwise operator, and special operator. I will cover these operators in the next video class. Thank you. So we have completed arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, and conditional operator. Now the next in the list is the assignment operator. So they are used to assign some values to any variable, and very basic assignment operator is the equal to sign. For example, if I write int a is equals to 10, so assignment operator will take whatever it has on its right and store it into the left. Here 10 is at the right and variable a is at the left, so assignment operator will simply store 10 into the variable a. Now we have combination of assignment operator with arithmetic operators to make some more useful operators, like we have plus equals to, or we have minus equals to, multiply equals to, and division equals to. Here we can write like a then plus is equals to 10, which means we are writing a is equals to a plus 10, and the semicolon at the end. Suppose initially we have int a is equals to 20, then we write a plus equals to 10, then this means a is equals to a plus 10. Okay, then the value of a was 20, so this will be a is equals to 20 plus 10, which means a is equals to, sorry, we have to write 10 here, so a is equals to 30. So through this way we get 30 in the variable a, whose value initially was 20. And same you can do with other arithmetic operators. Now the next is increment and decrement operator. So they are written as plus plus and minus minus respectively. We have to write them with variable only. Okay, so now they are of two types, pre and post. That means they are plus plus a and they are minus minus a. So these are the pre-increment, this is the pre-increment and this is the pre-decrement. Then we have a plus plus and a minus minus, which is post increment and post decrement. So they have their own meanings. Process of execution in pre and post are different, but before learning about pre and post, you should know about increment and decrement. So increment means increasing the current value by 1. If the current value is 10, then you will get 11. Similarly, decrement operator means to decrease the current value by 1. So if the current value is 10, then you will get 9. Now let's learn about pre and post. Let's consider an example. Suppose we have like int a is equals to 100 and some other variable b, and now I have an expression like b is equals to a plus plus. Here I have used post increment. Now after this execution, after the execution of these two statements, let's see what are the values of variable a and variable b. Post increment means use the value and then increase. So in the expression here, in this expression, b will get the value of a, which is 100, and then the value of a will be increased by 1. So a will get 101. So here we have a is equals to 101 and b is equals to 100. Now let's do the same with pre-increment operator. Suppose we have like we have int a is equals to 100 and the variable b, then we have plus plus a. Okay, now this means that we have to increase the value first and then use the value. So here b will get 101 and a will also get 101. So after the execution of these two statements, the value of a will be 101 and value of b will also be 101. It seems to be an easier concept, but when you use them in your program, you will make lots of mistakes. So learn from your own mistakes. When you do mistakes, then you will learn and figure out the mistakes, and you will learn more from your own. Okay, next is bitwise operator. If you are familiar with Boolean, then you can understand it easily, but still I will tell you bitwise in very detail here. Let's see the operators first, but before that let me delete all this thing. Okay, now the operators in the bitwise are the AND operator, which is AND. Then we have OR, we call it OR. Then we have the exclusive OR, we call it exclusive OR. Then we have left, and then we have right. So they are used for the manipulation at the bit level. So we deal with 0 and 1 while using bitwise operator. Now the next is the special operators. So there are many operators in special operators. Okay, but you will learn here about two operators only, and they are the comma. Okay, they are comma, and the next is the size of operator. So the other operators here also are like the AND, then we have the star, then the dot, and then the arrow. But they are advanced level operators, and you will learn about them later. So here you will learn about comma and size of operator. So first let's see about the size of operator. We use it to check what amount of space an operand is taking in the memory. It will return you the value in bytes. For example, if we write int a is equals to 100, then c is equals to the operator, it is size of operators, and inside the parenthesis we have to pass the variable name, that is the variable name a here, and a semicolon at the end. So as the a is a variable of int data type, and we know int takes 2 bytes of memory, so in the variable c here you will get 2. So this is how you use size of operator. Now next is comma operator. I have already used many times here. It will help you to write one thing in same line. Like if you have to declare two variables of same data type, then you will write like int a, then int b. So these are the two variables declaration, but using a comma operator you can write it like int a comma b. So this is how we use size of operator and comma operators. Now we have completed all the categories in operators, and now we are done with operators. Thank you.